Everything in this world is trying to pull you away from yourself, from your peace, from your purpose, from your connection to God. Distractions used to be something you noticed. Now, they're just a part of life. And if you're not careful, you'll look up and realize you've been busy, but not becoming, moving, but not growing, surrounded, but not aligned. Because the truth is, distractions aren't just rising, they're running the show. Before we get into this life-changing message, take a moment to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and drop a comment below. Your support doesn't just help the channel, it helps the mission. Every like pushes this message further. Every comment becomes part of something bigger than us. We're not just creating content, we're building a movement. So show love, stay connected, and let's keep growing together. Now let's get into it. Let me ask you something personal. When's the last time you finished something without checking your phone? When's the last time you prayed and didn't get distracted mid-sentence? When's the last time you truly sat with your thoughts without trying to escape them? If it's hard to answer, I feel you. You're not alone. This generation, we are drowning in distractions. In this video, we're going to talk about why distractions are rising faster than ever, what it's costing your mind, your purpose, and your soul, and how to fight back, not just with discipline, but with devotion. Let's get into it. We don't even call it a problem anymore. We call it multitasking. We call it being plugged in. We call it staying informed. But truthfully, we're addicted to being distracted. Scrolling even when we don't care. Watching 5 things at once. Starting 10 things and finishing none. Jumping from one thought to the next without ever sitting still. And it's not just a productivity issue, it's a spiritual issue. Because what you give your attention to is what you become sensitive to. And when everything is grabbing your attention, you stop hearing God's voice. You stop feeling your own convictions. You start living reactive, not rooted. This isn't by accident. The apps, they're designed to keep you addicted. The ads, crafted to trigger your insecurity. The noise, strategic, loud, constant. It's not about information anymore. It's about infiltration. Because the more distracted you are, the less you think clearly, the less you feel deeply, the less you hear spiritually, the less you act purposefully and slowly without realizing it. You trade intention for impulse. You stop creating and just start consuming. That's not freedom, that's captivity. And a lot of people are scrolling in spiritual chains. Here's the dangerous part. Not all distractions look like distractions. Some look like overworking, people-pleasing, constant busyness, obsessive goal setting, mindless entertainment, fake urgency. We say, I have to stay busy. I have to grind. I have to keep up. But ask yourself this, are you running towards something? Or are you running from something? A lot of us are distracted because we're scared to face our own silence. But your healing, your purpose, your clarity, it doesn't live in the noise. It lives in the stillness you've been avoiding. Because distractions don't just waste time, they steal destiny. They cost your focus, your intimacy with God, your self-awareness, your discipline, your relationships, your mental peace, your calling. You keep wondering why you feel off, why you feel disconnected, why you feel spiritually dry. But how can God fill a vessel that's never still long enough to be poured into? Distractions rob you of the depth you were created for, and in exchange, they give you nothing that lasts. This is bigger than habits. This is spiritual warfare. The enemy doesn't have to destroy you. He just has to distract you. Because if he can, keep you scrolling, keep you worried, keep you comparing, keep you reacting, keep you consuming junk for your spirit, then he doesn't need to fight you head on. He's already got your attention. And your attention is your power. The devil knows you're dangerous when you're focused. He knows you're powerful when you're present. So what does he do? He floods your life with noise. He keeps you busy, but not fruitful. And if you don't fight back, you'll wake up a stranger to your own purpose. Let's be real. Here's how you know. You can't finish anything you start. You constantly feel behind, but don't know why. You're always tired, even when you haven't done much. You check your phone before you check in with God. You keep avoiding that thing you know you need to do. You feel scattered, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's not just poor time management. That's a spiritual imbalance. You weren't created to live like that. You were made to be anchored. Now let's talk solutions, not just productivity tips, but soul strategies. 1. Start your day with silence. Not social media too. Fast from unnecessary stimulation. Detox your spirit. 3. Write down your top 3 spiritual priorities daily. 4. Pray before you react. Let God lead, not emotion. 5. Create no phone zones in your day. 6. Choose deep work over shallow tasks. Every time. 7. Ask yourself, does this feed my purpose or distract from it? These aren't just productivity hacks. This is spiritual alignment. Because focus isn't just mental, it's sacred. Here's what I've learned. The more I remove distractions, the louder I hear God. And when I hear God clearly, I move differently. I think differently. I love differently. I live intentionally. Peace becomes my pace. Purpose becomes my lens. And presence becomes my power. You start realizing you never needed more stuff. You just needed more stillness. Because in that stillness, God reminds you who you are and who you're not. Let me leave you with this. Distractions are rising, yes, but so is awareness. So is conviction. So is spiritual awakening. You don't have to keep running from yourself. You don't have to keep numbing with noise. You don't have to keep living on autopilot. Slow down. The world isn't falling apart. It's just becoming more visible. We aren't sinking into new darkness. We're waking up to what's always been there. I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, is the world really getting worse? Or am I just more aware now? Because that's the difference between fear and discernment, between hopelessness and awakening. Everywhere you turn, you'll hear it. The world is evil. People are cold. Everything is falling apart. We're doomed. There's no coming back. And it's easy to believe that when chaos is 24/7, when your phone, your feed, your news, all show you the worst of humanity, every hour, every minute, every scroll. But let me say this clearly. The world isn't necessarily getting worse. We're just seeing more. And in today's video, I want to help you understand why it feels like everything's falling apart, why your peace is under attack in this age of overexposure, and why clarity, not fear, is your superpower in these times. Let's dive in. We weren't designed to know everything, all the time. You weren't meant to carry every tragedy, every war, every disaster, every scandal before breakfast. And yet, here we are, waking up to brokenness, going to sleep with anxiety, living on a loop of sadness and outrage and fear. Why? Because we're consuming too much and embodying too little. See, your nervous system doesn't know the difference between what's happening around you and what's happening around the world. When you scroll and see a child starving, a country on fire, a mass shooting, a celebrity dying, another scandal, your body thinks you're there, and so you carry that weight, all of it, every day, until numbness feels like normal. But numbness is not clarity, it's overload. Let's get honest. This world has always had darkness. There have always been wars. There have always been corrupt leaders. There have always been people hurting people. There have always been systems built on injustice. We just didn't have a front row seat to all of it, all the time. Our grandparents didn't have a constant live feed of violence. Our parents didn't watch trauma in real time every single day. But now, we've got a portal to every pain imaginable in our hands. It's not new. It's just visible. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. But here's the thing. Seeing it doesn't mean you're supposed to carry all of it. Seeing it doesn't mean the world is collapsing. It just means the curtain is being pulled back, and what was hidden is now revealed. There's a difference between being informed and being indoctrinated, and too many of us are soaking in headlines like they're gospel. Fear is addictive. Drama is profitable. Negativity is louder than peace. But that doesn't mean it's the truth. The enemy of peace is not chaos. It's confusion. And confusion thrives when you never slow down enough to process what you're absorbing. You can't heal if your mind is always hijacked. You can't discern if your heart is always in panic mode. Discernment is a gift. It helps you know what to engage with and what to let pass. It helps you know when to pray, when to speak, and when to unplug. It gives you spiritual boundaries in a digital world. Because too many people are drowning, not because they can't swim, but because they refuse to get out of the storm. You ever notice how once your eyes are open, nothing looks the same? That's what awareness does. It changes your vision. It sharpens your spirit. It makes you uncomfortable with things that used to feel normal. That's not negativity. That's awakening. And in many ways, what you're feeling right now isn't that the world is going downhill. It's that your spirit is tuning in. You're no longer asleep to suffering. You're no longer blind to injustice. You're no longer numb to manipulation. It's not that things are suddenly evil. It's that now you see it for what it is. That's power. That's discernment. That's God showing you what's real, so you can walk in truth. So what do you do with all this? How do you stay spiritually strong when the world feels loud, chaotic, and heavy? Here's what I do. 1. I limit my intake. I don't need to know everything. I need to know God. 2. I create stillness. Every day. No noise, no screens, just breath. Just presence. 3. I talk to God before I talk to the internet. Every morning, without fail. 4. I ask God for discernment, not just information, because wisdom, content. 5. I protect my peace like it's my purpose, because it is. 6. I do something good, even small, even unseen. That's how light fights darkness. You don't need to save the whole world. You just need to shine where you are. One person, one action, one choice at a time. Don't let people make you feel guilty for being sensitive, for being awake, for being affected. That's not weakness. That's a signal. Your soul still works. And being aware doesn't mean being overwhelmed. It means you're positioned. You're alert. You're someone God can trust to care when others ignore, to speak when others are silent, to feel when others stay numb. Awareness is how the world gets better, not worse. Because once you see, you start living with intention. You stop contributing to the same cycles. You start breaking chains just by being different. Some people look at the world right now and say, "It's over. We're doomed." But the darkest hour always comes before dawn. Always. This isn't the end. This is exposure. This is unveiling. This is what it looks like when truth starts shaking systems. You're not lost, you're led. And just because you see more doesn't mean there's less hope. It means hope matters now more than ever. So here's the real question. Now that you see more, what do you do? Do you shut down? Do you disconnect? Do you drown in it? Or do you live differently? Here's what I choose. I pray louder than I post. I rest deeply so I can rise clearly. I protect my spirit the same way I protect my future. I hold space for joy, even when the world's on fire. I use my voice to build, not just break. I carry peace like it's sacred, because it is. You don't need to numb. You don't need to run. You just need to stay rooted. Because even in the face of chaos, you are still called. Let me leave you with this. Yes, the world feels heavy. Yes, the pain is real. Yes, there's a lot to process. But no, that doesn't mean there's no hope. No, it doesn't mean God left. No, it doesn't mean we're done for. It just means the veil is lifting. Truth is rising, and more people are waking up to what matters. That's not the end of the world. That's the beginning of change. This is Seeing Unlimited Greatness. And this is your reminder. The world isn't getting worse. We're just seeing more. And that clarity, that vision, that spiritual awareness, that's your invitation to live awake, live intentional, and live with light that darkness can't comprehend. Stay grounded, stay hopeful, and keep shining. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep pushing forward, there are links in the description where you can donate. Every contribution helps us reach more people, do more good, and keep this mission alive. There's also a store down below where you can grab something for yourself, or even better, a gift for someone you care about. It's a simple way to spread love and let someone know they matter. We're all just trying to grow, to become better, to rise above the noise and step into who we're really meant to be. And I truly believe change is possible, the kind of change that creates a ripple effect and helps others see the beauty still left in this world. This channel is about real growth, real transformation, And I'm here to give you a front row seat to what that looks like. Raw, honest, and grounded in purpose. God is within all of us, and my goal is simple: to reflect that light as clearly and powerfully as I can, for you and for the world around us.